Hey guys, welcome back to Golden Aesthetics. This is Artemus Dolgin. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this content. This is something new. This is something that I really and sincerely want to do. Relationships, breakups, girlfriends, sex, goals, your own purpose, how to approach a breakup, how to approach dating, because there is, oh god damn, there is so much confusion. I was personally so confused about dating. I always thought of myself as an alpha male, always felt as an alpha male. And I think being real alpha, I felt like I had to fuck a lot of girls. I felt like that was the essence of being an alpha male. That was the essence of confidence. And I went after every piece of ass I could chase. And I'm being very sincere with you right now. It is a very important part of any man's life, women, dating. It's ultimately a purpose of every human being to be in love, to be loved. And I feel like at 35 years old, I'm transitioning into a mature man, a wise man. And I look back and I think, hey man, I lost so much time. I wasted so much time on useless piece of ass. I chased so many girls. I went on so many dates. I spent so much money flying girls around because I felt like that was the way to be a man. That was the way to express my masculinity, my libido, and goddamn, my steroids amplified everything. I can't blame that. That was my personal decision. But looking back now, I realized that I'd rather have invested that time into my business. I'd rather have invested that money into my business. And I'd rather invested the effort into my business. The same effort as I invested into getting laid. And it is important. It is important. It has to come naturally. I feel a man doesn't have to chase girls. He has to chase his goals. He has to chase his purpose. Because a man's ultimate purpose is way more important than a relationship. Because he expresses his full potential through that purpose. And I thought my purpose was to fuck. I'll be honest with you. I thought my purpose was just to go after chicks and get as many as I could, because maybe I had some sort of inferiority complex since I was a kid, because I was a very small kid. I was a very short kid. In high school, I was the smallest kid. Partially, that's why I started to bodybuild. And I just really loved to bodybuild. And I felt like maybe that was a way to prove myself to myself, to get laid with as many women as I possibly could, because I was getting into, bodybuilding was giving me a lot of confidence. When you grow some muscle, and you definitely see that the women pay attention to you. They gonna lie that they don't. They're just naturally, instinctively attracted to you when you're muscular. There is no doubt about it. Of course, I'm not talking about being overly stupidly on juice, but when you have a muscular physique, women are attracted to you, and that gives you a little bit more confidence. It doesn't mean you're going to get laid automatically. Sometimes there are women that would do it, but the women that are worth it, they're not going to get laid with you just because you're a muscular guy. No, it takes a lot more than that. It takes a lot of intelligence, charisma, sense of humor, but that's another topic. And the book that I came across by Neil Strauss, The Game, it completely changed my life. I picked up that book from the guy named Lance Gebler. He lived in St. Louis, and I worked in his apartment. I cleaned his apartment for $20 a week. I would come in, and they were doing art. They were drawing, naked girls in there. They were artists, and I was really attracted to that. I just really wanted to see naked chicks. I swear to God, man. And I didn't care about the art so much. And it was a really good $20. It was a really good, cash help for myself. And he says, "Man, dude, I want to give you this book, and it's gonna change your life." I was like, "All right." So I picked up the book and I started reading. It was a pickup artist society about the mystery and all the methods that they use to approach women. And oh God, man, that changed my life. I started going out almost every night by myself. I didn't need anybody with me, and I would just go and approach women and open the sets, different type of sets. And that kind of, I was getting laid left and right. You can approach 30 women literally a night and get laid with one or not get laid at all, but it's just a matter of perfecting your craft and gaining the confidence, and getting like getting rid of the fear of rejection. It was an amazing time for myself because I grew personally. Like, I grew as a person, as an individual. I grew as a man as well, because I mean, I still experience awkwardness naturally. Sometimes I would approach a woman or a girl, especially when she doesn't give you any signs of attention or attraction, that you have to go and open up a cold set, icy set. Sometimes a girl can be really rude, because she's not in the mood to talk to you at the moment. Maybe she's in the period. Maybe she just broke up with the guy. Maybe, maybe she doesn't like you. Maybe you're too short. It happened to me so many, many times. But that book really took my game to another level. It's really elevated me. And since then, I chased every girl because I felt like that was the way to be confident, that was the way to express myself, and I got overly invested sometimes in women. I dated some crazy girls. I dated some crazy women that totaled my cars and stole my money and did all the kinds of crazy shit to me, but I did drive them crazy myself. I did lose a wonderful woman that I truly loved, and maybe very deep inside I still have feelings for her, very strong feelings. But I fucked that relationship up because I just felt the same way, that it's okay to cheat on a girl because you're a fucking alpha male, and as long as you're committed to her spiritually and with your heart, you're fine. And I truly was, but that side of me that I got so used to play into, and I felt like that was the way to be a man, to be a real man. And very deep inside, I kind of knew that this is not a good way to do it. And believe me or not, like on this particular girl, I had a very hard time cheating. Like, I really had to convince myself, and get a little tipsy, or even though I don't drink, just get a little wine, or, just smoke a lot of weed, just kind of easing my consciousness up. And so I could give in into this instinct. And I fucked up that relationship, and I fucked up pretty much every single relationship that I ever had in my life, just because it was that, alpha male. And that is like another side of this topic, but that was just my personal experience that I wanted to share with you. Because now at 35, having this business and, having all these goals, I realize how much time I wasted. Because now, if I'm telling you what I'm going through personally, I'm experiencing this very interesting transition where I'm really learning what the sacrifice is all about. Because you sacrifice things like weekends, and you sacrifice things like pussy, you sacrifice things like fun with your friends, and doing things and going out for really chasing that goal of whatever you want to achieve, your purpose, your vision, your idea of happiness, your self-expression, finding yourself. That's the endeavor the man should be invested more than anything. And as much as I was working in my business, I could have worked so much more. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. If you're going through a breakup, or you're going through confusion of being alone, and you really want to be surrounded by women, and you have so much other things to accomplish, I strongly recommend you picking other things that you need to accomplish, because women are always going to be there, and they're going to be even in a great extent when you're successful. Let those things happen naturally. Don't chase them. It's important to get laid when you're young. It is. When you meet a girl, don't be awkward. Talk to her, but it doesn't mean that you really have to be on the dating websites and going from one Tinder date to another Tinder date, and DMing one chick to another chick, and then you go to these dates and you talk about the same shit, and you sit there and you feel like, man, let's just fucking cut to the chase, go fuck. and get it over with, right? But you have to go through all this fucking bullshit because the girls, not a lot of them jump into your bed right away and they want the same thing and they just want to tell you fuck off next morning. There's a lot of women like that, but you have to find them and you have to go through all these different, stages and dates and time, Sometimes as I said, I'm sitting on that date and I'm like, well, fuck, I don't want it anymore. And now, since I have so many projects, I'm like, man, fuck, I'm not going to be able to do this or that. I'm not going to be able to film this. I'm not going to be able to edit that if I go on this date. And now I realize, like, man, fuck, I really have to focus on, fulfilling my business and spending all these nights by myself away from people because I have so much work to do. And when you create things, you have to be by yourself because the biggest the the biggest problem with writing or creating something is a distraction. You cannot be distracted. You really have to be focused in your craft and you really have to be focused on the things that you want to accomplish. I mean, some people want to have a family and they want to have kids, and that's fucking great. I mean, that's your happiness, man. I come from fucking poverty, man. I want to make some money. I want to take care of my parents. I want to become someone. I want to express myself fully. I want to create things. I want to make films. I still want to bodybuild. I still want to box. I have so many things that I want to do, and that's where I find my happiness and I feel alive, and when I meet a woman that I fall in love with again, and maybe I'm going to be ready at that point, to commit 100% to her, and through that past experience, I realized that it's so important to stay loyal to a girl. You know what, man? You cannot be a whole man when you cheat on a woman. You cannot be a whole man. You have a hole in your fucking game, man. You have a hole in your psychic. A true man keeps his word and keeps his worth. And this is where I've really fucked up personally. You cannot cheat on a woman no matter what it is. You better let her go. But don't cheat because that's fucking selfish as shit. And that doesn't make you a better man at all whatsoever. And if I were to change something about my life, I would definitely change that. I fucked up a lot of girls, man. I broke a lot of hearts. And maybe I'm paying for it somehow. But as I said before, at the end of the game, at the end of the day, I truly, really care about my purpose as a man. And when you do that, and when you elevate that purpose over anything, the woman will respect you. Remember, will honor you more. That's 100%. When the man is really just a mediocre, average dude, he gets mediocre, average girls. You want to have a top, high-end chick that want to have brains, the one that has intelligence, sense of humor, the one that doesn't give a fuck about how much money you got. She just genuinely fucking likes everything about you. That's the woman that you want to have. The woman that has her own ambition and the woman that has her own goal. The woman that goes somewhere in life as well. The woman that can contribute to your table. The woman that can share, sleeping on the floor, eating out of a plastic plate or plastic cups. Just the woman that is down to ride with you. And you really have to be a worthy man to find a woman like that. And you really have to do a lot of work on yourself, and you really have to do a lot of self-searching, and you have to really fulfill your purpose as a man, and express yourself fully to the world and share your talent with the world. And that's how you make the world a better place. That's the fucking way to be a man, And there is a great book that I really, really recommend you to read. It's called The Way of Superior Man. I want you guys to Google that book. If you haven't read that book, I highly, highly recommend before the game even. It's a wonderful book that really describes, the masculinity of a man, the psychic of the man, the purpose of the man. It's the book that really, truly changed my outlook on things because, as I said before, I used to chase girls and now I really chase the time because this time is so valuable to invest into yourself, to invest into your business, to invest in, creating something, creating a legacy, because I feel like that's what's truly important for a man. And when you are that man, you're going to meet that woman. And this is where it all ends. But if you feel like you're entitled to go to the parties every single weekend because you're young and you need to, puff your chest up, dude, that's up to you, man. That's what you want to do. But I did that for so many years. I did so much drugs, but I'll talk about that in a separate video. And I chased so much girls and so many girls, and I got laid so many times, and I spent so much money. And then, yeah, I did have fun, but I could have made so much further in life. When you look at people, like when you have your own shit to do right now and you're really focused, and that thing separates you and isolates you from people, don't feel lonely, don't feel bad for yourself. You should be proud for yourself because you're doing something to elevate yourself from the situation you're in. People that go out on the weekends and work 9 to 5, they're damned to stay 9 to 5, because weekends are not to chill. Weekends are to step it up, and invest that time in whoever you want to be, and not think that life is meant to live on the average, because it's not. I was I was talking to this kid on a live feed, and I'm saying, "So what do you want to do, man?" And he goes, "Oh, I want to be a mechanic." And it's like, "You want to be a mechanic for the rest of your life?" And it's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Wouldn't you want to have your own shop?" No. Why? Oh, because it needs a lot of money. So what? Why are you setting an excuse for yourself right away? And it takes a lot more work to have your own business. But that's what you got to do on the weekends. That's what you got to do at the nighttime when you get off from work and you go to the gym and you take care of your body. And then you get home and you do your reading and you investigate, educate, research the things that you want to do in life, and things that you want to achieve. And you have to really set high goals, and everything else will fall in place. All the girls will come. You know, it's so much cooler to get in the club through the back door with security than stand in the line. Just think of that, man. And sacrifice that time of standing in line and trying to get into the club and trying to get that cheap drink, and try to fucking chase pussy. For what? Man, you can pop bottles and fly jets and chill somewhere in Greece. You can do that, And I realized that in fucking 35, man. I've been decently okay creating a really good lifestyle for myself, but rather than that, man, I'm not creating wealth because I chill so much. You know what I mean? Even though that's just, you know, it it is an interesting time in my life now, because I'm like, man, fuck, I really have to step this up, and I really have to get to another level, because I come from a very poor family, and getting into position that I got with the company, and I got very comfortable. I got extremely comfortable, because of where I live and things that I do, and I'm not putting an extra effort that I should be putting, you know, and I know that I can do more. I just have to really sacrifice. And now I realize what that sacrifice is when you want to hit up that girl really badly on Friday night or a Saturday night. And you don't, because you know you need to get to work and you need to get something accomplished. And this is the attitude that every man has to have. And if you happen to listen to this video and you're 19 or 21 or 22 or 23 or 24 or 30, take my advice, and you will see your life will improve. And don't ever feel bad for yourself because you don't have a girlfriend on the 14th of February or whatnot. Dude, your purpose is your everything. And when you hold on to it, and when you grind relentlessly day in and day out, dude, you elevate yourself above your environment, above your own self. And there is nothing better, not better feeling, not orgasm, than the feeling of being a man, that you creating something for yourself, that you achieving goals, that you succeed, that you progress in life. This is where the energy comes from. And the girls will come. The relationship is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing if it's mutual, if there's a true love and true support and true challenge to each other, a mutual connection, and understanding of each other's vision and drive, then the woman adds to your life and inspires you. That's the woman to be with. But if the bitch is dragging you down, complaining about shit all the time, makes you fucking nervous and makes you upset, let that chick go. If you feel like you love her, try to work this out. But if it's not working out, man, you cannot fucking do nothing about it, man. It's gonna stop you. It's gonna drag you back, and it's gonna stress you as well, man. You know, so many dudes are living with girls that they fucking don't love. You know what I mean? That's just a fucking habit, and they're just staying in that relationship for years, and then that relationship turns into a fucking marriage because they're so used to each other, have bills together, they live together, and those fools spend their life together, they don't even love each other. They go to bed and there is no chemistry. Fuck that type of life, man. Fuck that life. I don't want to be like that. You know, I'd rather be by myself with a girl than with a girl that I don't love. It's not fun at all. You know, I'd better off being getting laid every day with whoever I want to than spending a night with a woman that you don't love. Man, the fucking arguments, it all fucking gets worse and worse all the time. You cross lines, you start calling names. Man, that's fucking toxic shit, man. You have to let that go. That's just my personal experience, and you will see how much of a better life you're gonna live. Plus, it's so selfish of you to be like to keep that girl around. Be a fucking man. You know, if you need to cut it off, cut it off. And I had to do that a few times when I was so comfortable. The bitch was so hot and everything was good type of thing, you know. But it wasn't just working out. I just didn't feel like that was the right woman for me. The girl was slowing me down, stressing me, you know, was continuously jealous and envy, checking my phones. Like, dude, that's crazy, you know. You don't want that in your life. You want nice. You want good energy, you know, positivity. You want love. You know, that's what it's all about. This is my personal experience, and I hope, you know, some of the thoughts that I shared with you in this video will help you to figure yourself out and straighten yourself out. And if you're just going through the breakup or you just went through the breakup, man, the best thing to move on is to focus on yourself, to take a grip of your life and just try to fulfill your purpose, you know, wholeheartedly, and just grind, fucking grind. That's the best advice I can give you. This is the best way to move on. This is the best way to shut that emotion, to shut that thought, you know, and keep on being a man and fulfilling your purpose as a man. I appreciate your attention. I really appreciate your support. This is the type of videos that I really wanted to do for quite some time, and I will continue doing them. So be ready. This is Artemus Dolgin, Golden Aesthetics.